Write the New York Yankees and tell them we vote no on Low-Lev Dev in the postseason. I want to see him in the sixth inning and nowhere past that because I know it. It's just like a bad relationship. You think they're going to change. They put it together for about 3 weeks and they go, you know what? I think this is going to last. And then they cheat on you again and they break your heart. And that's exactly what Devin Williams is going to do.
I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book. What a goof. What's with you, man? Come on.
Yes. Oh, nice play by Chisholm. Throw to first. Got him. A sparkler by the Yankees. Their second baseman. He took a base hit away from Lee.
I think I've seen some of those moves in gymnastics in the Olympics. It's called an aerial? Is that what it's called?
And that one gets past Rice. And here comes Lee. In there, ahead of the tag by Heel.
Cody Bellinger can play first base, he can play center field, he can play right field. He can also take a bong hit that could put a normal person in a coma for 6.5 months. Because Cody Bellinger is that kind of guy.
Playing time. High fly ball, deep right center, Buxton back, looking up, and that ball is a home run over the high wall. Bouncing back onto the field. Home run number 32. It's a tie game. And down goes Outman. Another impressive outing for Devin Williams, who is slowly entering the circle of trust for Aaron Boone.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees mash in Minnesota and Medium Lev Dev is dealing in the Twin Cities. We've got highlights. We got Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk with Sports Nuts. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and YouTube.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Yankees win in Minnesota tonight. They mashed their way through the last two games, and it was the showdown between Luis Gil and Cam Schlittler to see who's going to be that third starter. But first, we got to talk about what happened tonight with Medium Lev Dev striking out the side. Do not get fooled. I say, repeat, do not get fooled.
I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book. What a goof. What's with you, man? Come on. You know what? Here, let me give it back to you. Oh, look at that. You fell for that, too. I can't believe.
By Low-Lev Dev. And I'll give you a perfect example. Pete Alonso in last year's playoffs.
Third, nibble at first. The pitch. Swing and a ball drilled. Right field. Frelick back. At the wall. Out of here. It's out of here. Alonso an opposite field home run. And the Mets had the lead.
If it's anything that Low-Lev Dev has proven to us this year, is that we can trust him. The only reason that Low-Lev Dev is doing well during this series is, guess what? It's not against good talent, and it's in low-leverage situations. Devin Williams is a gym all-star. When there's no pressure on the line, when there's nothing at stake, Devin Williams is Mariano Rivera. But as soon as there is a tinge of any kind of pressure or a tie ball game in a big spot this October, mark my words, Low-Lev Dev will come back to bite this team in the ass in October. Start writing the Yankees. I don't even know if people write letters anymore or put stamps on envelopes, but write the New York Yankees and tell them we vote no on Low-Lev Dev in the postseason. I want to see him in the 6th inning and nowhere past that because I know it. It's just like a bad relationship. You think they're going to change. They put it together for about 3 weeks and you go, you know what? I think this is going to last. And then they cheat on you again and they break your heart. And that's exactly what Devin Williams is going to do. But maybe all the letters, maybe all the social media, maybe all the cries for no Low-Lev Dev will go on deaf ears because guess what, folks? Brian Cashman's ego is not his amigo. You got to remember, let's go in the Wayback Machine to the hot stove offseason when he moved Nestor Cortez to the Milwaukee Brewers for medium Lev Dev at the moment. And now Brian Cashman is going to have to see his investment succeed. He's going to have to prove himself right on the stage in October because you know Brian Cashman's ego is not his amigo. And it comes back to bite us in the ass, especially with the 3 amigos on the New York Yankees.
Together we're the 3 amigos.
So, guys, he can have a good 2 weeks. He can even have a good September. I don't care. The 7, 8, 9 guys should not include Devin Williams going forward because guess what? It's going to bust the Yankees in the buns when it matters most, and Devin Williams cannot be trusted. Luke Weaver, Bednar, and Cruz, 7, 8, 9. And that 7th inning is up for grabs because if Duvall can build on his performance the last few starts, that guy has a Luis Gil type live arm. And I like what he does with the controlled chaos where batters and he doesn't even really know where the ball's going. But speaking of not knowing where the ball's going, let's talk about Luis Gil tonight. His audition was tonight against the Minnesota Twins, and let's just say it was a lackluster performance at best. Cam Schlittler, Luis Gil, this message is to you guys. It's there for the taking. It depends if you guys want it. Luis Gil was meandering. He did not have control tonight. 4 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 0 home runs, 85 pitches. As opposed to Cam Schlittler last night, same amount of innings, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 6 Ks, gave up a home run, and similar pitch count with 89. So at least what Luis Gil did tonight was cut down on the walks, but he cut down on the walks, which erased the strikeouts. Now listen, the Minnesota Twins are not a good team, and this is a great luxury that the New York Yankees have where they have an offense that can mash, where the Yankees can mix and match, and we can play with scenarios and we can test guys out, because that's what's going on right now with the New York Yankees and Cam Schlittler and Luis Gil. My question to you guys is, who do you want to be the 3rd starter? After seeing tonight, who do you trust in a big spot? Because I'm leaning so far in the audition to Cam Schlittler because he doesn't walk as many people. He might have that blow-up inning, but he does not walk batters, and especially during postseason time, that's what kicks you in the ass. Who will be in the pen? And if you had the choice, also let me know in the comments. Luis Gil or Cam Schlittler, which one's stuff works best coming out of the pen? I think Cam Schlittler would be the best coming out of the pen. So Luis Gil as the number 3 starter, it's up for grabs. And the way that these guys are performing right now in the last 2 starts, looks like nobody wants it. Let's move on to Trent Grisham. Reggie Jackson and Albert Einstein had a baby, and it's 28-year-old Trent Grisham, a baseball savant this year, hitting his 33rd home run and compiling on his amazing season. That means Jazz Chisholm, Cody Bellinger, and now Trent Grisham will all have 30 home runs this year. In the beginning of the season, Yankee fans, did you think that the Yankees were going to be able and capable of scoring this many runs this year? They're second next to the Chicago Cubs, who are just a scoring machine. The New York Yankees are second in all of baseball in scoring. I was saying on this show before the season started during spring training games that where were the runs going to come from? After Juan Soto left this team, I was like, it's going to be pitching and mitigating runs. And now the Yankees of 2025 remind me so much of the New York Yankees of 2009. They mash home runs. They got firepower pitching and a strong bullpen, and they don't play really good defense. It is emulating 2009 to the max, and you know what happened that year. They won a World Series ring. Also, speaking of Juan Soto, I did mention him before. Cody Bellinger has made us completely forget Juan Soto. He's made us not yearn for Juan Soto. And Juan Soto's hit 41 home runs this season, so he's not yearning for the Yankees too. So it looks like both organizations made the right move by letting Juan Soto choose the Mets and bringing in Max Fried, because think of where the Yankees would be this year without Cody Bellinger and without Max Fried. And also, we got to get Brian Cashman his roses with the throw-in the Juan Soto deal, an afterthought, Trent Grisham. Where would this team be now without Trent Grisham this year? Because I was clamoring that he was clogging up the outfield for the development of our young players like Jason Dominguez earlier in the year, and I was dead wrong, folks. The Cabanero Volpe audition competition for shortstop moving towards the end of September into October. Hey, listen, Volpe had a really strong night last night. Cabanero had a strong night tonight, but kind of in a different way. He got on first base and he scored. These guys, when he gets on first base, Cabanero, he walked tonight, he got on first base, stole a base, he wound up scoring. That's the dynamic that he brings to the New York Yankees. I heard that Anthony Volpe was going to be a base stealer on this team when he was coming up in the farm system, but he does not get on base enough. And Trent Grisham with the second home run of the night. He does not get on base enough to steal bases. So guys like Caballero bring life to this team, and he brings so many more dynamics than Anthony Volpe. So if I had a gun to my head right now, I would have to go with Cabanero. But if Anthony Volpe keeps mashing doubles in the batter's box whenever he gets an opportunity and he mitigates the errors, he's going to give the Yankees organization a very tough decision towards October, and you know it's going to come down to Brian Cashman's ego, and they're probably going to go with Volpe and Caballero off the bench. But this is the difference from last year. If you notice tonight, Dominguez gets hit by a pitch. You know what? I thought he was hurt at one point. He gets on first base, steals the base, wild pitch into the outfield, gets to third, scores a run. He went from first to third in the blink of an eye. That's what Jason Dominguez is going to bring. Another aspect to this team is speed and athleticism late in innings on a pinch run. I know it seems very small right now and trivial, but guys like Caballero, guys like Jason Dominguez, and guys like Rosario, who have live bats and can hit in clutch situations, make this Yankees team dangerous in October. The Yankees bullpen was good tonight. They were solid. You can rest your hat on that. I like the way that they performed that tonight. Duval, like I said, Luke Weaver. And by the way, for the comments, I say that because the Jaguars head coach came in and said the Jaguars fan chant and didn't know how to say it, and he said it completely wrong. So now I can't get that out of my head. So now hopefully you have it in your head for eternity, just like me. So let's go to the Baltimore Orioles series that we got coming up, and then we'll get to Baboon and Bubbles' post-game press conference real soon and see what he has to say about Luis Gil. But quick, this Baltimore series coming up in Baltimore, 4 games set against the O's. This is the Baltimore Orioles World Series. There is nothing more than the Baltimore Orioles would like to play spoiler for the New York Yankees at this point. The Orioles were a monumental disappointment since their early exit out of the playoffs last year, because apparently I heard I was worried about them in the division this year, the Baltimore Orioles. They did not retain any pitching during the offseason. They let guys walk. But guess what? The Orioles are dangerous, just like the AFC East in the NFL, the AL East. Anybody can be had, and these teams play each other tough. So I don't want this to be a trap series. I'm a little scared, I got to admit, and I don't mean to be doom and gloom here at New York Minute, but I got to go see the Yankees go into Baltimore tomorrow and win this outright and win it convincingly tomorrow night, because if they lose tomorrow night, I'm not going to get a good feeling about this 4-game set. I've seen it happen before. Also, another thing I've always wanted to mention, I've never mentioned in public. Do you guys ever mention the Gleyber Torres wall in left? I know this happened like 3 years ago. Remember when Gleyber Torres had like 13 home runs in Baltimore and then they moved the left field wall back? After the Yankees got rid of Gleyber Torres this year, they moved the wall back in. So I like to call it the Gleyber Torres wall. So hopefully by them moving the wall in, Judge usually likes to poke home runs to left field, what he usually doesn't do in Yankee Stadium, and expose that wall being moved back in. Real quick before we go to Boone, Joe Girardi in the booth tonight. I love listening to Joe Girardi, man. I really do. I think he does an excellent job in the booth, and I like listening to him a lot more than David Cohen, who's weird. But let's go to Aaron Boone, Bubbles, Buffoon, Baboon's post-game press conference.
Aaron, what does it say about this team and this offense with the way you started this series to put up 10 back-to-back nights, 20 over the last?
By the way, they still haven't changed the Wi-Fi passcode in the stadium. It's home run with a 3 and an exclamation point. If you want free Wi-Fi, just drive over to Minnesota. That's the value you get here at New York Minute.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 2 great nights offensively. Starting with Grish at the top, just, having 2 big nights, a Judge, doing his thing all over the bases, and just a lot of really big contributions. Finished off with a belly bomb tonight. So just really good offense.
Is Boone listening to my Instagram? A belly bomb, a bomb from Belly, 600 milligrams. Because Belly is definitely baked out every time he gets on the diamond. Also, what's going on with Erin Barakovich's hand here? Did she fall down after a couple of Pinot Grigios? That's the backroom reporting you get here at New York Minute.
Good on the bases, stealing bases. So after that, that first one, where we got beat up a little bit, good to answer back.
Aaron, we've been seeing the consistency from Grisham pretty much all season long. But when you look at the fact that he has 33 home runs and 12 home runs since August 20th.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what he's done. And Trent Grisham, like one of the best stories in baseball this year. Let me know in the comments below. It's going to be Cody Bellinger or Trent Grisham. Who do you want to retain? Because I'm going to lean towards Cody Bellinger. I don't think that Trent Grisham could do this back-to-back years. I don't want to let the new Barry Bonds, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, but I don't want to let the new Barry Bonds walk out the door and not re-sign this guy. He is making $5 million a year. He's going to warrant a lot more money than that. He will be a free agent, no arbitration. I don't know. Hopefully, Hal will just stop sitting on his hands, open up the checkbook, and bust open the books and sign both Cody and Trent and Judge and fill out the team that way. Sounds like some wins to me.
Just how do you kind of wrap your head around those numbers?
Yeah, it's been a massive year for him, and the first home or the second homer I love so much. It's like thought Bradley made a really good 2-strike pitch at the top of the zone that he's able to get enough of that he fouls it off. Then he got one to handle, fouls it off, and then he rides out a breaking ball.
It'd be one thing if Trent's home runs were like in mop-up time and kind of like I like to call them Robinson Cano stats. But Trent Grisham, a majority of those 30-plus home runs are all in big spots in crunch time. The guy's got the clutch gene, and the Yankees, other than Giancarlo Stanton, have been lacking that big time in big spots. And that's what Trent brings to the diamond this year. I just hope he can carry over his regular season performance to the postseason, man.
And just rides it out for the 3-run homer, which is like kind of that felt like the big blow of the game, and just a really big time at bat. And that embodies the at bats he's had all year. It's just whether he's going through a little lull or whether he's on a hot streak where he's hitting for power, it's just a good at bat. And obviously there's been a lot of big homers that he's hit for us, and a lot of big hits.
It's a pretty good list of names to be involved with. Sixth Yankee center fielder with 33-plus home runs. That would be DiMaggio, Mantle, Bobby Mercer, Granderson, and Judge. I mean, Granderson put up those big numbers that year, man.
Jason,
when you look at Bellinger and what he's done, particularly against lefties in this time of year, what are you seeing?
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's why you really haven't missed Juan Soto, is because of the at-bats against left-handed pitching. Cody Bellinger can hit both lefties and righties. Juan Soto can both hit lefties and righties. That is the protection that you need for Aaron Judge. They haven't missed a step this year. Aaron Judge has actually done better with Cody Bellinger behind him this year, and that's what he brings to the table. Also, Cody can play first. Cody can play center. Cody can play anywhere he wants. Cody can also take a bong rip that could kill a small horse.
it's just such a luxury to have him, behind Judge. He's been so good in that role. Obviously with runners on base, runners in scoring position, being able to handle left-handed pitching, which he gets a lot usually because there's lefties around them and we're heavy left-handed. So we're going to see all the lefty relievers typically in the series. And he's just been excellent. And that, that's a big homer there. You keep Bednar out of the game. Camilo comes in and was lights out to finish it off. But Grish and Belly, what more can you say about the seasons they've had?
Dominguez has not been in the lineup consistently. Obviously, he has the issue with his tooth going on right now. For him to come in and contribute.
Dude, that's how young these guys, I forget sometimes on the Yankees. Jason Dominguez is having wisdom teeth problems. I mean, dude, this is how young Jason Dominguez is. We're busting his balls about not playing left field well. He's getting his wisdom teeth out. Did his mom allow him to drive to the stadium, or did she have a carpool with other moms?
In that way, just what does that say about his preparation for a young guy and his desire to be a part of this?
Yeah, a lot. You keep asking me if it's hard for him to stay ready, and it's like it doesn't matter. We got to be ready, and he's working hard behind the scenes to stay ready. There are opportunities that are going to present themselves. I thought really good at bats today. Starting with the first one where he flies out deep, then the double, a big stolen base there in a spot to lead to an insurance run for us.
Like I said, that's what he brings to the table. He got hit in the left knee, shook it off. Then he went from first base to third base in a blink of an eye, and that's what Jason Dominguez brings to the team. And at this point, that's what he should be. He is so young. The Yankees got him for the next 5 years at league minute, 4 years until arbitration. But the Yankees are paying him nothing, okay? And this is what he's going to have to do. You have to earn your stripes. A lot of guys just don't come in and are Juan Sotos and Bryce Harpers. Some guys got to work towards this, and Jason Dominguez is a project. And he could be a 5-tool guy if he just doesn't play outfield like he's on rollerblades.
A bit of a grind for Luis Gil tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. They were getting some good swings. I felt like on his fastball, the fastball velocity was there. Felt like they were seeing it well. They played really good offense against us here this entire series. I mean, they have a few guys over there that are really swinging the bats well, and obviously Buxton at the top is one of the best players in the game. So
that's what I wanted to say. So I don't know if you guys noticed it. I believe it was the third inning, Buxton comes up to the plate, hits a double off heel. Now, Buxton's a fast guy, right? So he holds him on second. After Buxton hits the double, Buxton's celebrating on second base. Luis Gil turns around and gives Buxton the look of death. Buxton gives him the look of death back. Then Gil looks at the batter, and he goes like this. He plunks the batter. Now, I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm going like this. Did he just hit him on purpose to send a message to Buxton? Or did he just hit that batter? Did he just get pissed, hit the batter, and goes, now I'm going to get a double play? Dude, the next pitch is a ground ball for the double play. Luis Gil, I really think he has that kind of ability where he was like, he got pissed off by Buxton, went, you know what? Bink plunked the guy, got a ground ball, got the double play, and got out of the inning, left Buxton on third, and stared at him as he walked off the field. I can't get it in the highlights because they only give you the juice of the game. But, dude, that little interaction makes me feel good about Luis Gil's mentality and his mindset on the mound.
So they pressure you offensively, and they certainly did this series, this entire series against us, but made it tough on Louis tonight.
You mentioned Jason Silverface tonight. What kind of threat could they find?
All right, that's all I pretty much wanted to know was his reaction on Luis Gil tonight. So that was Bubbles. And, hey, listen, so let's go to the standings real quick before I leave you guys. Let's go. Toronto lost tonight, guys. So they lost a game tonight. The Yankees gain a game on the Toronto Blue Jays. The Red Sox won also tonight, so they are 6. They gain a game on Toronto. So the Yankees are 4 games back. I'd like them to win the division. Obviously, they get a bye, and they wouldn't have to mess around with this wild card stuff. But, do not look now. The Cleveland Indians are 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've won 6 in a row. They got an 18.9% chance, according to ESPN, to make the playoffs. Bro, they might win this division outright. The sell at the trade deadline might have got rid of Quan, the cheating scandal. This guy should win Coach of the Year. If the Cleveland Indians make the playoffs this year, the Coach of the Year should be the coach of the Indians, because imagine dealing with all that turmoil and then being sellers at the deadline and still being contention for the wild card. Now, let's go over the wild card. Now, look at this. Now, the Mariners and the Houston Astros, they just interchange. They flip-flop. If somebody loses, the Astros there. So that's the division. And whoever doesn't win the division in the West is going to be probably the default number 2 seed. But now the Red Sox have tied the Mariners, and now the Guardians, watch out now, are only 2.5 games out of the wild card. So, guys, the Yankees need to go to Baltimore and take care of business, because the end of this season is going to get really squirrely, and it's going to get really weird. All right. So later this week, check out my Jets preview for the Buccaneers this weekend, which should be a absolute massacre. I'll be breaking that down because we got Tyrod Taylor, and he's going to get hurt by his own shadow. And then we have Joe the Plumber as our quarterback. Go over to New York Minute on Instagram. That's NEWYRKMIN. Follow us over there for the memes, for all the funny, and right here at New York Minute. Thank you guys for watching so much. It means the world to me. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.